The 2-year-old racing heats up this weekend at Rosehill, and the stable has a strong hand in the Group 3 Canterbury Stakes and the Group 3 Widden Stakes. Prost returns to the races for the first time after his third place finish in the Breeders' Plate behind stablemates Espionage and Straight Charge, while Excel Indeed, a 2-year-old colt by Exceed and Excel, has another option at Canterbury Park on Friday evening. Talk us through their chances.
Yeah, Prost is in great shape. I thought he's been excellent in his two most recent trials. Obviously, he's got the advantage of having had a previous campaign and a previous start at Group 3 level in which he was excellent. That form's well and truly stood up. So he's got the advantage in that regard. But Excel Indeed's trialled up nicely in his own right. The form around his trials has been very good. So no doubt he's a horse that's going to continue to improve, particularly off the back of his first start. He does have the easier option at Canterbury Park, which we may look to utilise. We'll just do our final checks and balances on the races before making a decision.
Elenia and Lady Camelot returned to the races for the first time since the Gimcrack Stakes, and both fillies look to have come back in terrific order for a Valerie Partnership and Sir Owen Glenn respectively. Are you looking forward to seeing them step out over 1,100 metres in the Group 3 Widden Stakes?
Yeah, most certainly. Can't wait to see this matchup. Both fillies trialled very impressively going into this race. Elenia was excellent in the Gimcrack Stakes. She was all happened a bit too quickly for her at that time, but her last 100 metres of that race was excellent. She's matured a lot this time round, and I think we can certainly see some improvement. Lady Camelot's been natural speed filly from day one. Didn't have much luck in the Gimcrack where she started favourite, but she's looked excellent and particularly sharp in her two most recent trials. So she's certainly going to take some catching as well.
Lady of Poise returns to the races following two super trials at Randwick and Canterbury. She has settled into life at her Flemington stable with ease since her arrival last week, and we were delighted with her gallop at Moonee Valley on Monday. Is she ready to return to the winner's circle in the benchmark 70 handicap over 1,200 metres at Caulfield?
She's certainly going to find this distance much more suitable than what she did on debut as a 2-year-old. Over the 1,000 metres, she's a little bit run off her feet, but she came from a very difficult position to get up and win what looked to be a very encouraging performance. So the 1,200 metres no doubt will be better for her, and she'll continue to improve over further. This is her first race, the Melbourne way of going, so no doubt some further improvement in that regard, but she seems in great shape and a nice progressive filly.
Heading to Newcastle on Saturday, John Bond looks a picture ahead of his first up run this prep. He is set to go in the Class 1 handicap over 1,300 metres with apprentice Amy McLucas booked to ride.
Yeah, a nice progressive horse for us, and he's only going to improve as he gets over further. A horse that hopefully we can have on a derby path for us. He's been to the races once. He was excellent last preparation, so hoping to see some improvement this time in.
You have a few runners at sale on Sunday, including Toulouse, who will be looking to break her maiden for the ladies at the third time of asking in the fillies and mares plate over 1,200 metres.
I think this looks a really nice race for her. She's always proven to be a nice, precocious and sharp style of filly, so I'd expect a forward showing here.
Miss Black Diamond has been knocking on the door for a win, and she looks in good order ahead of her first up run this prep over 1,000 metres in the maiden plate. Is she ready to get a win on board?
She's certainly ready to go first up, where traditionally she does run her best races fresh. So hoping that's going to be the case on Sunday. She's been very consistent throughout her career. We can't knock her for that. She's been very close on a few occasions, so certainly very deserving of a victory at some point.
Elementary is set to make his debut in the maiden plate over 1,400 metres with jockey Jai McNeil booked to ride. This 4-year-old gelding by So You Think had one trial at Canterbury before heading south to our Flemington stable, and he enjoyed a gallop at Moonee Valley on Monday, so he looks fit and ready to fire first up.
Yeah, he certainly is as forward as we can have him for this first up run, but in saying that, he does look to be more of an out-and-out stayer, so the 1,400 metres he may find them a bit sharp here first up, but he'll give us a better indication and one that's only going to improve once he's racing over further deeper into his campaign.
Aena is also kicking off his campaign at sale on Sunday in the benchmark 58 handicap over 1,400 metres. This 4-year-old gelding by Savabeel will look to get a win on board for the ACJC syndicate with jockey Winona Costin booked to ride. What type of race are you expecting him to run?
I think he's been very pleasing this preparation. He's nice and forward for this first up run. I think he can be very effective in that 14 to 1,600 metre range, as we saw last preparation. He was quite consistent for us. He went through his grades nicely, so I think he looks well placed here. Interesting to see how he can kick off for us. I think there's still further improvement to come, but does look well placed.